It is a beautiful morning. It's about 10:30, I think. About to start a little project, finish it up really. The Christmas tree that is in the dining room, it's maybe a 5-foot tree, and right now it's sitting on the floor and it's just too squatty. I don't like the looks of it. And in the past, when I've used it, I had it up on a little round table. Well, when we downsized, I got rid of that little round table. So what Gary did was he took some scraps that we had here around and built me this table that I'm going to use to put the tree up on. It's, like I said, just made out of scrap wood that we had left from when we were working on the dining room last year. So what I'm going to do now, and I'll probably wind up with some paw prints on it, but so be it. And I hate to tell you this, Otto, but you're gonna have to find somewhere else to nap, hang out, lay around. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to stain it, and that's all I'm gonna do, stain it. I'm not gonna polyurethane it or anything like that. I wouldn't even stain it, but for the fact that, after Christmas, I'll leave it there in the dining room, and it needs to be something besides just the raw wood. I have a cover that I can put on it, a tree skirt that I can put on it for Christmas. But anyway, I'm going to use ebony stain, and the chairs in the dining room are black, so it'll work out really good with blending in and so forth. So, all right, let me see if I can get my little helpers to help me somewhere else doing something else so I can get started with the staining. Okay, there's the finished product. This is an ebony stain. Now, yes, it's got the screw hole showing, but this is strictly for use as to get the Christmas tree up off the floor. So, I'm not worried about the little intricacies of it. It'll be covered with the tree skirt, and then after Christmas, I'll have probably some type of little covering over it. And really and truly, it just will not matter. It will serve the purpose that it was designed for. Gary put this together for me on Saturday morning, I think it was, yeah. Anyway, it was misty, sprinkling rain, so we had to do it under the cook shelter. Super crowded with all the tools and all like that, so I did not take time to film it. Put it together using scrap pieces. Once I get it in and get the tree set up on it, I'll show you the finished results. So I'm out here in the dining room and I'm getting started on making Christmas presents. Every year for the grands that are still in sports, I make a sports board that I use snapshots, pictures that I've made from the different games that they've played in through the season. Any special thing that went along with it. trophy presentations, you know, if that kind of thing. And I put that on a sports board. I'll show you a sample of what I'm talking about that I have done in the past. This year I am including the youngest granddaughter, Everly, who's in the 2nd grade, and she played t-ball for the first time this spring. Instead of doing a sports board for her though, I am going to start a scrapbook for her. And I am planning on including special activities that she participates in to go along with her t-ball, and in the future, because I can add to it, I can add pages to it as she continues with playing softball. And when she gets to the middle school, that's when I'll start the sports board for her. I've already got hers together. This is gonna be the cover. I'll slip it in behind the plastic covering. And then I've gone through and I've pulled out snapshots and cut them down to size that they'll fit the paper. I have a book of papers that I choose as a background. Now on these, I just use printer paper. There's 1 or 2 things that I did use some of the fancy paper. What I'm gonna do now is go to the computer and print out captions that'll go along with the different photos that I have. I've also bought some decals that'll just save me a little bit of time. I could make it on the Cricut, and I probably will make a few, because Ella, my 8th grader, was a softball player too. Between what I bought and a few things I could make on the Cricut, you know, I'm gonna fancy it up. It's, you know, the scrapbooking trend was real thick and heavy for a while. I also got this St. Patrick's thing because she was selected by her classmates to participate in the little leprechaun contest. And so her mom, Jessica, came up with the idea of Everly dressing up as a leprechaun Pez. Everly collects Pez, the little candy dispenser. And so gathered up all the things that we would need, and I created a Pez costume. Got the sides here with the Pez on the side and the, you know, the little feet. You know, we used one of her Pez dispensers so that we could make it as authentic as possible. And the leprechaun hat, her orange curls are the curly ribbons. And I think there's maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 bunches. I don't know why, but she did not win. She did not win this contest. I don't get it. Of course, I'm biased, you know. But she had a good time with it, and I had a ball with it making this. I think Jessica was a little nerve-wracked over it. But anyway, I am including this in her scrapbook. So that's one thing that I need to get to the computer on now, because I need to type out the captions that go along with the pictures, and then I'll cut them out and I'll attach them, and I Mod Podge is just basic glue in this particular case. The pictures to the paper, and then she'll be pretty much through. When it comes to the sports boards, that's where the Mod Podge really comes in there, because whatever picture I put on the board, I'll put 2 or 3 coats of this on it to seal it. So, all right, let me get started with printing and cutting out captions to go with these pictures. Printed out some captions. And I cut this down to fit in this space. And then I'll do the same with these and apply them to the pictures. Okay, I'm in the dining room, as is the Christmas tree. The table that Gary built and I stained is in place, and the tree sitting on top. So I am very satisfied with this project. It raised the tree up so that it has the appearance of being a quote normal tree. I say that in the words of my grandchildren. They don't like the idea of the little short trees. So in order to appease them, I put it up, raise it up, and then the area that's here will accommodate some smaller gifts, and then gifts can be placed beneath. Project completed and a check mark. I like. Just to show you the rest of the dining room, china cabinet, put the garland across the top. I do want to show you a little bit of what I did here on the cabinet. These are antique or vintage, I guess would be the right word, Christmas cards. They were in my mother's belongings. So I saved these, and I remember several of these names from my mother talking about her childhood friends, high school friends, and I've got these on display. I have the manger scene here. This little miniature nativity scene set was given to me by a student many years ago. And as I have described it, it is small but mighty. The word joy again, a Cricut project. Here's my farm table decorated for Christmas. And this is the table where the kids sit. I am about to break this table down, clear it away so that I can bring out my Cricut and start working on some of the gifts that I make. I got to finish up with the sports boards and scrapbook that I was working on yesterday for Everly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stack all this to one end and get my Cricut out and any other things, wrapping paper, stuff like that, and I'll take care of that using this table. So it's the work table as well as a dining table. It's a cool day today. We were in shorts yesterday, but we're back to long sleeves, long pants, socks, shoes. We flip-flop here in the Middle Georgia area, but I think the rest of the week is supposed to be wintertime weather. I usually start in a corner here and peel up the corner and then it just peels away. Now, things like this are very easy to weave. It's when you get into the words and the sayings that can cause a little bit of an issue. This is the lady batting. Let's take a selfie. Let's see how this works. This is lettering, and lettering can be a little tricky. Especially when it's a thin font like this. Leave it like that. Well, I am through with Everly's scrapbook. Let me show you what I did with some of the images. I put Cubs and the glove and bat on the opening page. I have a picture of me and Gary and Everly after a ball. Let's take a selfie. Down here at the bottom, go Cubs. On this sheet is where I put, "We will always be your biggest fan." I signed it, and my plan is to get everybody else in the family to sign it as well. Satisfied with it. I think that she'll be tickled pink over it. This is the color of Peyton's school. Maroon, gold, and then gray. This will be Ella's sports book. School colors are royal blue and white, accented with gray and black. They are tickled to death to get these, and just see it on their face when they get it and they start looking back at what they accomplished and so forth through the school year. I enjoy it, and it's a very rewarding project both to them and to me. So that's what I got to get started on now. So let me get busy. Got to go back to the cricket. After I put the coat of Mod Podge on, I wait for it to dry, and then a couple of more coats, and it's finished. Then I'll begin and do the same process with Peyton's sports board as well. Thank you for watching this episode of I'm an RV Wife. If you've not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. We appreciate it if you give us a like. Also, remember to click the notifications bell so that you'll know when a video is ready for viewing. Once again, thank you for joining in, and my name is Elaine, and I'm an RV Wife. Goodbye.